There we go. Fantastic. All right. We are live on all cylinders, and we're going. And as you can see, I've got some really special guests on the line here tonight. We're very excited about starting week 3 of our Shrink a Size challenge. And my guests tonight, by the way, feel free to chat in and say hello. Let us know where you're coming in from. So, hey, Angela, I see you're on the line. I love that alphabetical order thing. Let's go down to the bottom. And there's Wendy. Hey, Wendy. All right. This is so exciting. So, thanks for coming in, you guys. I know you're logging on. So like I said, feel free to write in. Everybody's being shy tonight, so nobody's saying hi and where they're from, but go ahead and chat in. How are you doing with Shrink a Size? Let us know. We'll be checking in on the chat here a little bit. So we're starting week 3, and I've got 2 very special guests on the line, you guys. This was, these 2, just like last week, were part of our Shrink a Size pilot program. Took the leap of faith, and the chat box is disabled. Well, that's very strange.
Oh, really?
I don't know how that happened. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know if that must have been a setting or something. I don't even know how to fix that. So we will just keep going because I have no idea how to fix that. Yeah, we'll just keep rolling, you guys. I'm getting texts from everybody like, we're trying to text.
Oh.
All right. Sorry, guys. No chat stream this round, but we will roll forward. All right. So really quickly here, we have everybody's dinging me.
You need a technology.
I do, you guys. I do. I need a personal assistant. I need a tech assistant. I need a little bit of everything. So what's so great is that, Sarah is actually works as part of our TLS team at Market America Corporate. So she is an incredible asset to our product management team. And so I get to work closely with her. So I asked her, I said, Sarah, you want to be on Shrink a Size? And she said, yes. Now tell us a little bit about your experience. Sarah, we'll start with you ladies first.
Definitely. So when Melanie first told me about it, I was really skeptical. Challenges, they're my thing, but like when it comes to weight loss, I'm like, if I don't notice it in the first 5 days, I quit and I don't want to do it anymore. I'm not seeing the results. I'm not seeing the numbers go down. So I was like kind of nervous. But when we got together and she told me about like the menu plans and the different products that I know of and that I'll be using, because this is like technically the first time I've used all of our products like together in one. I've never done it before. So I had like a little bit of hope for it. So when she broke it down, what were we doing, like my eating habits and everything, I started feeling a little bit better. So when we started, the first week, I did really well. Like I was really proud of myself. The second week, it was still staying strong, but that third week, I started forgetting to take like the supplements. I started forgetting to take core and I was like, I thought something happened. But I started forgetting to take the core and like skipping breakfast and things like that. So I was like, Melanie, what do I do? But she always said like, it's better in you instead of in the bottle. So I was like, okay, so even if I did forget, I'll take it at the end of the day or when I would remember. But I would say what helped me the most was like the team chat that we had, our like group text, and everyone putting in their meals. I didn't really put in my meals because I'm not like a gourmet chef or anything. Like I'm 26 years old. I have like 3 roommates. Like we find what we can eat, but it was that and just like the support of other people and people motivating each other, and just like them like putting in what they were doing in the chat, like it motivated me to like go work out and go exercise and actually like contribute to this whole process, because like I didn't want to like feel like left behind or like disappoint anybody at the same time too, or myself. So yeah, that was my experience. as you can see from the picture, I lost throughout the whole process of 5 weeks, which I didn't think was possible, but I lost 4 inches around my waist. I went down 2 pant size because I can fit the jeans. I only lost a total of 7 pounds, which I thought was crazy. Cause like I felt like there was days I felt like I was gaining weight. Days I was like losing weight. But it like I really, when she says it doesn't matter what the scale says, like obviously that's so true, because it doesn't. Like I saw amazing results, and I only stepped on the scale twice throughout the whole process. I did lose the first time I did it. I lost like, I was a little just saddened and just like upset because I didn't see the numbers going down, but I never tried on my jeans until like the end of the challenge, which fit. So yeah, that was my experience.
Yeah, I love it. We love skeptics here in TLS, because we always have such incredible, experiences, especially when people are following the program. And I actually, for a confession here, forgot to take my core today too before dinner. So I have it in front of me. So I remember to take it before bed because, like I told Sarah, it's better in the body than in the bottle. And you can't build a habit unless you actually like, okay, I remembered, now I got to take it. It doesn't, just don't do that with thermochrome, right? Don't take thermochrome before bed.
Right.
Right. But Sarah, you can see with these pictures that you didn't just lose a size in your waist. Like, it's really everywhere. Your hips, your thighs, your back, like it really, you did such a phenomenal job. And I love that you said it, hey, I didn't do it perfectly. I was forgetting things here and there, or I'd skip a breakfast, or, and that's actually something I really want to address today too, is most of you are completed week 2, and I hope you're not beating yourself up about anything that you haven't done right, because that is not what this is about. This is about progress is perfection, and all the progress you guys have made is really, really, really important. And chances are it's a lot of progress in a very short period of time. So certainly don't waste your energy, time, or any kind of emotions about guilt or beating yourself up about anything. Just keep moving forward, keep taking that step forward, because this is the result that, we want to create. And we're only holding ourselves back when we're not feeling good about things like, oh, I was throwing the towel. Right? Like, no, don't do it.
Right.
And so we have our next guest here, and this is Mike. And Mike is actually, many of you kind of maybe know of Mike only because his wife is kind of famous. And her name is Dr. Tamara Weinstein. So we've got the other half here. And so we're so excited that Mike decided to join us with our pilot program. Why don't you tell him a little bit about your experience?
Melanie, thank you so much. I tell you, it was a true pleasure to be a part of it. And I was grateful when Tamara asked me to join the TLS Shrink a Size 5-week challenge beta group. And because I'll be honest with you and confess, I did the TLS weight loss program about 7 years ago. I lost about 40, close to 50 pounds. I was in a group with about 6 other folks. We lost over 100 inches in a 12-week period. We lost over 100 pounds. It was incredible. It was like the best thing that happened, and the weight stayed off for 5+ years. The majority of it, because that was just our lifestyle. We just ate that way. It was a part of who we were and how we went about ourselves. In the last, I'll be honest with you, year and a half, and you think it's easy to stay in shape with Dr. Tamara, with the doctor of physical therapy, board certified nutritionist, whose love and passion and focus is about health and wellness and helping people. We have 2 sons that are bodybuilders, competing at high levels with aspirations of becoming professionals. You would think it's easy. Well, it wasn't for me, to be honest with you. I've kind of been, haven't been on point the last 2 years. I've been off a little bit, haven't been consistent with eating. My nutrition wasn't wonderful. We didn't meal prep. I didn't have the right foods in the house. So I was snacking a lot and on the wrong things. Cardio just was non-existent. I always weight trained. That's what I love. But as you get older, You need more than that. You need the nutrition. You need a system. And that's kind of what this was. So this really, the Shrinkicize Beta Group was the jumpstart that I needed. It was a jumpstart I needed, and it was proven because I did it already and I had the belief. And you were incredible. And I call you Coach Melanie. I mean, motivating, fountain of knowledge, our beta group, Sarah, and you heard last week the testimonials from Wendy and Cullen. And those are just three of the folks. I mean, we had a lively group, and the pictures and the meals and the motivation. I'm going to the gym, personal train. It's like you felt accountable individually, but to the group and your weekly calls. What went well? Maybe what didn't go so well? What are you going to focus on the following week? It was just the program. My supplements, I've got them all. I brought so many of them in. I've taken Axe in the past, but now I brought Core in. Matter of fact, when we go out to eat now, my kids, we just put this on the middle of the table. It's just on the restaurant table. We're like, all right, here's two for you. The waiters, they're looking at us like we're like passing them out like they're candy. The game changer for me was Thermochrome. That was I feel all our vitamins. I feel all our supplements. I feel them. And really that just gave me in the morning that my work was more focused. I was able to just get up early, hit the gym. My workouts were more effective. I felt great. I was rolling. Everything was wonderful. So it was the nutrition, it was the meal plan, and again, it was easy. It was, and I have all my stuff here because I just need it at my fingertips as far as having all the information at firsthand. But so I just want to share too, I did go through the detox in week 1. So I used the NutriClean fiber powder, kind of a gentle cleanse. I had to get very creative cooking the vegetables, and our group was very helpful there with ideas. And it was fine. A lot of folks are like, oh my God, detox. You just know every day you're getting closer to your goal. It's a mindset. It's like hitting the gym and doing legs. It's like, it's a mindset that way. So I took it in that approach. Week 2 through 5, I did the rapid results. That's kind of the program that I did and focused on. Trained hard, brought in more protein. Eating was on point. Everything was perfect. Everything was kind of rolling. And again, I thought that the whole program, bringing the 4 pillars into the process of supplementation, it's not about the scale, it's not about the weight, but I did lose 15 pounds in that first 5 weeks. Clothes started to fit better. I was actually getting ready to go on a golf trip with 16 of my childhood friends who were all big, very big. Like we played ball together, and some of them let themselves go. So I kind of came in, I was in really good shape. My last day of this program was Monday, and I think I rolled into that golf thing on Tuesday, and they're all like, what are you doing? So Melanie, I think you're helping me become maybe a coach, because I think I can help my friends and many people. And
Love
I believe in this, and I just wanted to share. It's been incredible, and it is incredible. It's kind of what we're doing now, and it's I'm just not looking back. Going to keep moving forward.
Super fun. It's always amazing when you feel so good that you just want to just turn around and share it and help others. It just is sort of a natural thing that happens for a lot of people. So definitely looking forward to Coach Mike coming up on the ranks here. So we're excited for that. I know that you did add Thermochrome to your routine for this, and that is always, adding fuel to the metabolism fire, the fat burning fire, the energy and focus fire. In fact, I took some this afternoon because I knew all I need is one, man. And I'm like, just knocking stuff out, just knocking off that to-do list. I love it. Sarah, I know for you, you recently went to Italy. So shortly after the 5-week pilot, or not Italy, Greece, you went to Greece. Yeah. and you packed some of your products. Tell us about the products you packed.
Yes. I took Core with me, and I took the Daily Essentials with me. Daily Essentials, absolute favorite. I can't live without it. I don't know what it is. I take it as a pre-workout, so it's really good. I just get a lot of energy, and I just feel better. Core, because I overeat all the time. And I just knew when I was there, though we had a gym in our little villa, we were going to go out to eat all the time. There was no cooking or anything. I probably really wasn't going to track what I was eating, but I knew I needed to bring core with me just to stay like on course and just to manage everything. So
That's awesome.
yes,
And you worked out during your holiday.
yes, I did work out. We, like me and my sister, for the first half, yes, we had a gym, so we worked out every morning. The second half, we didn't have one, but we walked a lot, so we were still active anyway. We had to take public transportation, so we were always on the move. So yes.
Yeah, I think it's just such a huge testament to the power of the TLS program, because it's really about creating these healthy habits that we can sustain the majority of them, even in things like going to Greece. Oh my goodness, right?
Yeah,
Or, it doesn't mean, again, you're looking to be the perfect TLS lifestyle on holidays. That's not what we're talking about, right? We're talking about trying to, because you want to, not because you have to, not because, it was like, I want to take my daily essentials. I want to take my core. I want to work out in the morning. And that shift is so amazing and such a blessing. And I love that about our program is, there's a mindset shift of, oh, I have to do this too. No, I want to do this, even during my Greece holiday, right?
You still want to take care. I still wanted to take care of my body and just not like, I don't want to say ruin the progress I've made, but just like continue to maintain that. So that was really my goal.
For sure. Absolutely. And that's what we're all, and I feel like there's a lot of people on the line who have also kind of made that shift, right? And sometimes it takes time. And sometimes it doesn't. And it just depends. Everybody's journey is different. And that's what's really, really important to understand is no matter, all the successes that we are experiencing here and all the progress that we're experiencing, that each of you, are unique and individual and special like snowflakes. And so the worst thing we can do is compare ourselves to other people, our results to other people. I love that, Mike lost 15 pounds in 5 weeks, right? Amazing, right? But, also very typical of guys to lose quickly and a lot more, right? And so women, it just is part of that process of knowing that our bodies we are not little men. We're women, and we function very differently. And so we don't lose as quickly. We have a hormonal cycle that takes us out of being we're not anabolic for half the month. So, there's just all kinds of things that are at play. Based on how long maybe your lifestyle has been a certain way, and poor, or how long you've been now in a new healthy lifestyle. All of these things play into your progress. Same with, if you have hormonal imbalances, or if you have metabolic imbalances, or if you have anything in your health journey that would slow your results, just know that what you're doing is you're creating that beautiful foundation for incredible progress moving forward. Okay. So to stay the course, trust the process. I know that Mike and Sarah are cheering you guys on. Mike's actually in the group, so he's definitely cheering you guys on. And we're going to move on to some pretty important content here, you guys. I know Mike was saying that his group's asking a lot of questions that we're going to be addressing here tonight. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Mike, Sarah, you guys are awesome. I can't, just loved hearing you guys share, and thanks for being on.
Of course. Thank you,
Thanks for
Melanie. Good
having
luck,
us.
everybody. Bye.
Good luck, everyone.
Bye for now. All right. So let's take a look at this here really quickly. Little disclaimers, because we're going to be covering some content. We already did with our testimonials, so these are coming in a little late, right? And so we just want to, make sure that you guys see those. And there was Mike and Sarah, and they did so amazing. So one of the things that we're going to be covering tonight is actually also covered in our chapter 2 of our free digital 12-week health guide and journal. So if you have not downloaded this, you can actually get it for free when you take the TLS weight loss and lifestyle profile, which is amazing. And I would definitely recommend reading chapter 2, because I'm going to be expounding on and showing you more examples. Chapter 2 is really the how-to of reading labels. And I'm going to be showing you some pretty mind-blowing stuff here. Because what we're getting is a lot of people saying like, hey, is this an approved food? Can I eat this? Is this okay? And so we want to talk a little bit about that here tonight. So glycemic index is something we're looking for in food, low glycemic index, right? And the glycemic index itself is a ranking system. And what it is it's measuring the carbohydrates in a food according to how they affect the blood sugar level. So if they spike the blood sugar level, then that's a high glycemic food. If they're like, ooh, you know, that little yellow hump and they come down, guess what? That is a low glycemic food. And so it's really about you know, the effect on the body, right? And that means that we need to be paying attention to what labels say. When we're looking for something, if you have to have something in a bag, in a box, in a can, from something from the middle of the grocery store, right? I always like to stick around the grocery store. That's my trick. But if you have to have something from a box, from a bag, from a can, what you're going to do is you're going to want to see if it's actually a low glycemic food. And this is how we do it. So you're going to take a look at the label. And you're going to calculate, this is so easy to do, net carbohydrates in any given food. So what you're going to look for is the total carbohydrates. So that's always really easy to find. That's always right there on the nutrition label, nice and clear. You can see there. What you do then is you subtract the amount of fiber. If they have any sugar alcohols, which it will show you. It will show you if there's any glycerin, you minus that. And then boom, you've got your net carbs. And in order for it to be low glycemic, having that low impact on your blood sugar levels, we really want to see single digits. So 9 and lower. All right. So if something is total carbs, like we're seeing here, 25, and it's got 16 grams of fiber, which is amazing, that's going to really lower the impact of the, you know, the blood sugar level there. And then of course, this particular example has some sugar alcohols. The net carbohydrate impact is 3 grams, definitely low glycemic. Okay. So that's what we want to do when you're looking at those vegan cheeses and, you know, the this is then the that's and the lentil pastas and the you name it, right? What you want to do is you want to use this calculation, right? Put it in your phone, in your notes section of your phone. Carbohydrates minus fiber minus sugar alcohols minus glycerin, which will show up and be labeled if they're there. It'll be very obvious. They have to put these items in there. And if you're at a single digit, you've got a low glycemic food. Okay. Now I want to talk about fiber because fiber is the big thing we're minusing here. Fiber, you know, we judge a carb by its fiber. That's a big deal for us. The higher the fiber, the lower the glycemic index, and honestly, the better for you. Blunts the glycemic impact of a meal, but it also keeps you full, and it also really helps move the digestive tract along. And what it does is it's kind of like scraping and absorbing and scraping and absorbing. The scrapers are the insoluble fibers in our food, and the absorbers are the soluble fibers. And what I mean by that is we're grabbing fat and toxins in that soluble fiber, and it's like a sponge, and it's grabbing that and it's shuttling it out of the body. It's like the best thing ever, you guys, right? And that insoluble fiber, think of it as a scrubbing brush, and it's just going ahead and cleaning out the colon. And so we really need fiber for so many reasons. And we want to aim for like that 25 to 35 grams per day. Now, our shakes alone have 10 grams of fiber. How amazing is that? And so does our NutriClean. But the best fiber really comes from your vegetables, fruits like apples, right? Apple pectin. Pectin is the fiber in apple that's very good for you. And also whole grains, not your breads, not your pastas. No. Like your quinoa and your wild rice and your basmati rice and your, not the whites, not the white rices, not the jasmine, but really that ancient grain, right? The amaranth, the, the kamut, the spelt, the ones that you have to cook. You have to cook on a stove because they're a whole food and they've still got all of the parts to them, including that fiber that you need. Now let's talk about serving sizes. That's always going to show up usually really big, and because it has to be now, it's literally mandated now that it's right there at the top, nice and big, right under nutrition facts. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I love cheese. Cheese doesn't love me. And I try to stay dairy free because I know it's better for my health and it's definitely better for my waistline. But I never, when I was eating cheese, would ever stop at one slice of cheese. Look at that serving size. Oh my goodness, right? So that is really telling as to, maybe why we're at where we're at in our lives sometimes is like, hey, 2 tablespoons of peanut butter? What? Like, I don't think I ever measured peanut butter as a kid. And so overeating was definitely a thing. So it's very, very important that if you are going to eat something out of a package, that you're looking at the glycemic impact, but you're also paying very close attention to the serving size. Okay. Now, one of the things I want to point out here at the bottom of the cheese is, look at this vegetable color. Annatto. They actually make cheddar orange. It's not naturally orange. They make it orange. They don't have to make it orange. It's apparently just how we think cheese should look, or maybe we think that's more appealing, or whatever the case might be. But if I am going to eat cheese, I'm going to choose organic, and I'm going to choose the cheddar that's not colored. Okay, there's no need to put color in my body. All right, so just really interesting here. The other thing I want to point out about peanut butter is that it really should just be organic roasted peanuts, and you will be amazed at what you see in peanut butter. You'll see palm oil, you'll see icing sugar, you'll see all kinds of stuff that's not even necessary to be in peanut butter. All right, so be paying attention to those ingredients as well. They are very, very telling. Now, one of the things also to pay attention to is how much sugar and added sugar, like yogurt, right? Oh, isn't yogurt healthy for you? Like, oh my goodness, look at this. So your Yoplait original, 27 grams of sugar, and that's 13, look at that, includes 13 grams of added sugar. No dietary fiber, right? And they say that it's a good source of protein. There's 27 grams of carb. This would be considered a carbohydrate, right? Because when we're looking at a food, we're going, what is the main macro? Is it protein? Is it fat? Or is it a carb, right? And in this case, these would definitely go towards our carbohydrate count, although no one should be eating dairy during these 5 weeks because we're shrinking a size. All right. We're shrinking a size. You can do anything for 5 weeks. Okay. And so total carbohydrates, 34 grams, and sugars being 33 of those simple sugars. Okay. Woo, man, that's spiking the blood sugar big time. And next to it is actually the label from a Snickers bar, 33 grams. All right, like, look, that's amazing, you guys, that healthy yogurt has the same amount of sugar added as a Snickers bar, right? So this is one of those things, again, you just wanting to be paying full attention here to what is being put in your food. Now, sugar shows up as a lot of different things. I love this. Honest, organic peach tea, just a tad sweet. 25 grams of added sugar. What? Look at this. Oh, but it's organic cane sugar. Oh, then it's okay. No, you guys. Companies are allowed to put anything on a front of a package. Anything. There's really no regulation around what's on the front of a package, which is why Honest Tea can put a tad sweet, right? And oh, it's organic, so it must be good for me. No, it's not. What you're seeing over here is, bread and butter pickles, high fructose corn syrup. Oh my goodness. I think I just actually commented on corn on the page, and we're being strict about this particular program, you guys, because we are calling it Shrink a Size and we are making it 5 weeks. So, in our other programs, maybe we're a little more, nice and lenient, but here we're promising something but if you follow the program, you're going to create the results. So we want to create some awareness of these choices. Corn is not on any of our TLS approved meals. Why? Because it's high glycemic, because it's highly genetically modified. And guess what? It's in so many of our foods. High fructose corn syrup, corn starch, right? Maltodextrin, all these things. There's all these things that corn is like in so many of our packaged foods that it becomes an allergen for most people. And you don't even know what's happening. Your body is really battling against all of these different sugars, right? That you're seeing on the labels. And I love this again, yellow number 5, more color in our body. We really don't need color, right? So yes, I'm a big fan. I love pickles, but I'm very picky. I take a look at the label. What's in it? Is there added sugar? Is there color? Or is it just, the vinegar and the spices and all that, the dill, then we're good, but I don't want to see high fructose corn syrup or a bunch of added sugar and color. I want to stay away from foods like that. That's not serving my body. It's not serving your body. It's not serving our ultimate end goal of health and longevity and feeling like $1 million when we're older, you guys. And this is the power of consumer knowledge. Why are we hitting this hard? Because guess what? When trans fats became common knowledge, right? When we started all learning about trans fats, which is a hydrogenated or a hydrolyzed or a fractionized oil, and we really hit up against that. It was on the news, there was petitions, there was lobbies. We were like, get rid of trans fats. They're terrible for us. And guess what? Artificial trans fats were banned in the US by the FDA in 2015. Now, they weren't supposed to be, it gave them until 2018 to eliminate them, right? So they were really, really prevalent in things like Oreos and Doritos and really anything that has a shelf life. Bread, oh my goodness, there was always hydrogenated or hydrolyzed or fractionated oils in bread. So the thing here, you guys, is the longer the shelf life of a food, the shorter yours. All right, that is a rule of thumb. All right, what happens with hydrogenated oils is they've taken a normal, beautiful nature-made oil, and as we know, good oils will what? Go bad. They'll go rancid. And what happens when they hydrogenate is they actually take a hydrogen molecule out to stabilize it so that it doesn't go bad. And again, what it creates is Oreos that stay in your shelf on the grocery store and in your cupboard and don't go bad, don't get mold on it, nothing happens to them for weeks and sometimes even months, or even a year. Like you find something, actually found something in my cupboard just yesterday that was a year expired, and I opened it up and I looked and I smelled and it smelled fine, and I thought, there is definitely chemicals in here keeping this good because it's a year expired. It definitely shouldn't be good anymore. So it ain't good for me. I won't be buying that again. So it's just good to know, you guys, this information. Now, also understand that it's not that all trans fats are gone, you guys. It's also that they have changed the amount that is okay to be in a serving size. So serving sizes assist companies in hiding that trans fat. So creamers, bakery items, crackers, chips, vegetable oils, and margarine. Those are all, they still contain a certain amount of or kind of trans fats. And so the serving size is 11 Dorito chips now, when it didn't used to be that, it used to be a lot more, right? Or 3 Oreo cookies are below the threshold of 0.5 grams of trans fat per serving, which means, you guys, they do not, as a company, need to put that on the label. So take a look here. You've got corn syrup solids, more corn. This is a creamer, I believe. And hydrogenated vegetable oil. There's hydrogenated, so we know there's trans fats, but because it's hydrogenated, we know that term, hydrogenated or hydrolyzed, are the 2 most common words for trans fats. But then guess what? Up here on the nutrition label, it says 0 grams. What? But I see I see hydrogenated vegetable oil down there. How is that possible? Because of the serving size. Companies have made their serving size small enough so they don't have to put that right on the nutrition label, because that is the most regulated part of a label, is just that nutrition label right there. Everywhere else, there's a lot less regulation. So 7 food label claims that are absolutely meaningless. Doctor recommended. Again, companies can put anything on the top, on the front of their package, you guys. Don't believe it. All right, a good source of fiber. Made with whole grains. Okay, I see this a lot on Kellogg's and Post and cereals like, Fruit Loops and Cheerios, and it's like made with whole grain. No, it's not. It's not even nowhere close to being made with whole grains. I mean, maybe it was a whole grain, like, I don't know, a long time ago, but then it's been put down into a pulp and then bleached and then added color. And I mean, flour products, you guys, flour. They take a lot of the whole grain out and then they pulverize it and they bleach it and then they make it into whatever they want to make it, right? That cookie, that chip, and it really doesn't matter if it's corn flour or wheat flour. It's flour, right? And so, but they love to put made with whole grains on it, or kid approved. Oh my goodness. Talk about using kids, right? Free range. My goodness, farm raised. You're going to see that a lot on eggs. You're going to see that a lot on lunch meats, things like that, all natural. Again, there's no substantiation needed behind these claims. So again, just because it says it's gluten-free, just because it says it's organic, just because it says it's any of these things, look behind for ingredients and the nutrition label and don't necessarily believe it. All right, now let's talk about we're on a whole food kick here, right? You guys are eating whole foods, and I know you miss your packaged foods, but I hope this has been eye-opening for you guys, because take a look at this. You can have 1 cup of raspberries. So 64 calories, 15 grams of sugar, 8 grams of fiber, 1.5 grams of protein. And when you take out the fiber of that cup of raspberries, guess what? It's low glycemic. Isn't that amazing? Now, you guys, we have the juice on the other side. 1 cup of raspberry juice, 110 calories, 25 grams of sugar, 0 fiber, 0 protein. What do you think is better? Which one do you think is TLS approved? Right? For your health, for your longevity, for your blood sugar levels, all these things, you guys. I know it's sometimes a little overwhelming, but think of it like this. It's the whole food approach. Eat from the farm, eat from the garden patch, eat as close to nature as you possibly can. And you'll find that you're going to feel better. You're going to look better. You're going to be able to do more in your golden years with eating this way. And I know that some of you, because this is a new habit, you're missing those things that you loved to have. And I get it, which is why you see that we posted some TLS official content about cheese replacements, about crackers and chips replacements, about ways to make your body feel like it's getting the thing you want to have, right? Mike and I were, and Sarah and I were talking before the webinar, we were talking about getting those sweet cravings late at night. Well, one of my little hacks, you guys, is to save one of my fruit servings to the very end. So at night, because that's when, if I'm going to get a sweet craving, that's when I get it. And what I find is that even though I want chocolate or I want ice cream or I want a piece of cake or I want a muffin, that if I have, even though I don't, I'm like looking at this apple going, well, I don't want this apple. I don't want this freaking apple. What I really want is some chocolate, right? But I make myself eat that apple. And guess what? It does it. It does the trick. Oh my goodness, you guys. The shake, the TLS shake. I made myself over the weekend a big batch of the carrot cake muffins and the shaking and baking recipe. I was feeling sometimes on Sundays, I like to bake with our shakes. It's like my Sunday thing. Because my grandfather used to do that. We would go to after church and Sunday he'd bake up something fresh and it was always awesome. So I was baking up some carrot cake muffins, and that's always like a nice go-to, as well as the shakes for the sweet tooth. So I know that when we're changing our habits and we change them drastically, that you are going to miss things, you're going to crave things. If you're eating the TLS menu plan, you shouldn't feel hungry. And if you do, you definitely need to incorporate some core and trim tea so that you can work on that leptin hormone. But you shouldn't feel hungry, because you should be eating a lot of vegetables, have a lot of fiber, feeling really full, but you're still going to miss things. You're still going to want things. And so it's really important that you take a look at that Facebook group for all those replacements for the cheese and the crackers and the chips. And we have one coming up for sugars and sweets too, as well. The other thing really quickly that I want to share with you guys is another post that we put up earlier today, and that was that you deserve to be proud of your progress. So we are starting week 3. You have, chances are you've made major changes to your nutrition and eating habits. You've definitely increased your movement and exercise, that you are far more aware of your choices and your thoughts around your lifestyle, and that you're probably feeling better, you're sleeping better, you're just got more energy. I mean, things are just changing, right? And you should be proud of that. So don't dwell on what you haven't done perfectly or right. It's progress, that's perfection. So be sure to comment on that post tonight and let us know what you're proud of. What have you accomplished that you feel really good about? Because chances are there's a long list of things, and that's what we want to focus on, because we're going to create more of that moving forward, you guys. That is what this is all about. So let's have some fun while we shrink a size and find those solutions that work for us. You guys, thank you so much for being here. I don't really bummed about the chat. Don't know how to fix it on the fly, but we'll make sure next week we're up and rolling, because I love hearing from you guys. You know it. I know you guys are always so fun to have on. So with that said, you guys have an amazing week, and we will see you next Monday. Bye for now.